All right, so here's what I'm thinking for this frigate interior, right? So basically the game starts and you select a vehicle, you drive the vehicle over to the loading bay where the Pelican is. You get in the Pelican, and then there's some kind of scripting magic that, attaches the vehicle to the Pelican, and then you just float into the center of the pit and you drop down, you fly away. Now, if we're going to get technical, according to the lore, the Paris class frigate can store a complement of up to 4 Pelicans. However, so like I've modeled that much kind of space to account for that. However, you'll notice that there's only 2 Pelicans. Well, like one is for demonstration or whatever, but basically in the end, I'm wanting to just have 2 Pelicans at a time because if we try to load 4 in here, it's just going to get way too chaotic and cramped, and people are going to bump into each other or whatever. So the way this works is, everybody gets in a Pelican, load up the vehicles, and then if people are polite and take turns, one of the Pelicans can angle themselves, drop down, fly away, and then the next can follow them up and do the same. Just do one at a time. Otherwise, it's going to get really messy. So anyway, that is the basic idea of the hangar bay area. And then, of course, over here in these little cells, we have Falcons or whatever other aircraft I'm wanting to mod or make. And then the rest of the interior is just like a very rough approximation of how much space we have to work with. So obviously, this is a big empty just tube, but we can divvy it up into rooms and corridors and like maybe put a mess hall down there and a common area and a briefing room. Just cool stuff that you'll have to like walk through to get to the objectives if you're the attacker. So if you're the attacker, um, you know, this is going to function almost exactly like a classic Star Wars Battlefront 2 ship assault, right? Where you get in a gunship, you bring your buddies, you try your best to land in the hangar somehow, and then you just start wreaking havoc, right? So you start going throughout the ship. If you go back here, um, you go to the engine room, right, and disable engines. So if you go to one of these engines, or both of these engines, I guess, this here is the cavity of the actual engine. And of course, like, I can put all sorts of sci-fi gobbledygook here for you to destroy. So like, yeah, come in here, blow up whatever the hell is in here. You go back and you know, this big pit right here, that is that really tall central structure that on the Karen class frigate, and yes, it is apparently called Karen, but the Karen class frigate from Halo 3, that's, if y'all remember, is a large, wide open hangar that has plenty of space for Pelicans, and we know that works, but on the Paris class, it's just a big, kind of narrow blade type structure. Um, and that would be like a great kind of area to like divvy up into a bunch of like smaller rooms. And maybe I can put something down there that's an objective. That'd be fun. But yeah, and then up here, um, if we go to where the mat cannon is stored, this is where the mat cannon is on the frigates. And so what I'm going to do is just make this like the central magazine where you see a bunch of rounds and like you sabotage everything, take out the weapons, take out the engines, take out a couple other objectives, and then you make your way to the bridge, which if we pitch up is in this little area. And again, like this is obviously a lot of empty space which we can subdivide into rooms, corridors, and whatever. One idea I had was like maybe if you are if the rest of your squad gets killed, you can hide yourself in a room for a little bit, and maybe even like hack a door to lock yourself in for safety until reinforcements arrive. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too technical, but it's a fun idea. Um, but yeah, so once you've done everything, you come to the bridge, and you just start wreaking havoc. You blow something up. I don't know, but anyway, when you get to the bridge, after you do all the other objectives, weapons, engines, whatever else, the bridge will unlock, right? So before that, it's locked. You can't access it, but after all the other objectives are dealt with, you can unlock the bridge and come to the bridge and then destroy something, win the game, right? Um, so what I'm thinking with this is it is one part classic Star Wars Battlefront ship assault, and then one part Halo Reach Extinction, like the classic Halo Reach Extinction from Rejected Shotgun, but just on a bit more of a high energy or at least like more detailed scale, right, with a fully modeled ship interior. Um, but yeah, so that's what I was thinking, and then let me show you just kind of what this looks like from the exterior here. So so yeah, like the Paris class frigate is is honestly just not the most well thought out thing because like I said, on the Halo 3 Karen class or the Stalwart class, this is a big wide brick, right? That you can easily fit a couple Pelicans in. But opening up the bottom here is literally the only way I found to just squeeze 4 Pelicans in here somewhat comfortably. Like that is the only way this is going to work. Because this little narrow structure here, that's not going to work. The hangar bays are too small, and I've heard from some people that those are actually supposed to be used for escape pods. Um, so whatever. There are Hornet and or Falcon bays now. Who cares? Um, but yeah, there's plenty of space over here to store like as many vehicles as you want. Camera. But yeah, you get the idea. And then all of this, uh, if I reveal the actual frigate, all of this squeezes in pretty cleanly. Like obviously, there's a couple places I have to refine that poke out a little bit, but yeah, like all of this can be made to fit pretty tightly inside like the actual frigate model overlay. And this is originally I was like, screw all this. I want to fly the Pelicans in this actual 6 cell hangar bay. But then to do that, I would have to scale the frigate up literally 2 times, like exactly 200% scale to make that work. Um, but I'm not the biggest fan of Halo's lore scale. Um, but in this case, I'm kind of proud of the way I kind of like figured out a solution to just have everything kind of like be stored in this central area, and then I'm just going to dig out this entire region here and just have it be an open pit that aircraft fall out of. That's just gonna be the simplest way to do this. Um, but yeah, that is my idea.